Hello, Suzy.
Hi, Joe.
It's great to see you.
It's great morning, isn't it?
We're back.
Yes,
Again.
we're here.
We're here again. Week is
It's a
already
Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, and a week has already gone by.
It is.
And in that week, my brain, with the help of your brain, has been just stewing on so many amazing things that we can do.
Fabulous. Let's go.
So you asked me a question earlier
I did.
about everything with the board of the depot.
Yes, trying to get us all on the same page.
Yep. And so step one is that you were approved by Microsoft for the
Yeah.
Microsoft for Nonprofit program. So
Thank you.
yay.
Yay.
And then number two now is we are going to onboard everybody of the board onto the Microsoft system. So
Can't wait.
huge win. So here's something that everybody struggles with, but boards of directors especially struggle with, is how do we get all the data for minutes, financials, presentations, meeting materials? How do we get it all together?
Without all the emails going like this.
50 trillion emails, and you've got so many copies of stuff going on. And in our previous videos, we talked about how, when you put it in one place in Teams, and it's the master record, and everybody points to that.
And not only that, it can be there forever.
It can be there forever.
So you can always look up the June 28th meeting.
Yes.
And get everything.
Everything's there. As long as you put it in, then it's all there.
Putting it in
is the big challenge. Yes, that's the big challenge. But when you actually get everything in, then it's in.
Awesome.
So our example today is going to show you, so there are other apps, there's actually a lot of them surprisingly out there that were specifically designed for membership associations, boards of directors. There's apps that are being marketed to do just what we're going to talk about today. And why pay for that? Why? You have your subscription, your Microsoft subscription. It doesn't
for nothing.
For nothing. If you're
why pay?
Yeah, right. And then for even in the for-profit world, you still have boards of directors,
yes,
meeting minutes, financials. Again, another app isn't needed. Let's do it in one place that everybody can use. So let's get started. Okay, so we've made a channel, but this could also be a team too.
Yes.
That we've called it just board.
Yes.
And within board, we have the posts, which, like the Facebook wall, the LinkedIn feed, whatever. We've talked about posts before. You can make announcements. You can have conversations about stuff. You can share files within it. And then we have the files tab. And so for our example, we have one files tab here, and it's dated 2022-6/28.
Perfect.
And within this folder is, here's the minutes, which is 1.doc, here's the Excel financials and 2, and then here's the presentation to the meeting 3. So you're not limited to any of just...
And you could have treasurer, and you could have special projects.
Yes, you can have
all the rest.
All the rest. You could have
PR.
If there were pictures you need to do, if there was a video somebody shared, you can keep it all in one place, and it's all right here in this folder. And so for our example, we're doing it per meeting.
Yes.
So we did it by date. So everyone's put their stuff in.
Thank you.
Let's just say that they have. Everyone's put their stuff in. So when you go back to posts here, so instead of having to say hey everyone, here's the stuff, and here's the email, and here's where you go to get to this.
And the secretary's going to send it in a couple days.
Right. Let Teams do the work for you on that to your board. So you have this big button here at the bottom that says New Conversation.
Yes.
You hit that. And so what it does, it just starts off with a regular normal text field. And you just, you can start typing away, right?
Yeah.
But it has these nifty, just like how with every social media platform, you have the @ symbol, and the @ symbol is the universal thing to mention somebody. So when I tag you in a post on Facebook, I do @ and I start typing Suzy and your name comes up. Well, in Teams, it works the same way, that you can hit @ and what happens now is you get these suggestions. But if you keep typing, so in this example, I started typing board and the suggestion came up as board, So as all the members of the channel of the board, if you tag them like that, they will be notified either through Teams if they have it open, or if they don't respond, then they'll get an email
that says there's stuff waiting for you.
One of your colleagues is trying to get a hold of it, and it'll put the message in the body and then put the button to tap, and it'll take you right to here. So we do that, and we're just like, everything for the meeting
is in place.
Is there. So you do that, and now like that will ping the message off. Actually, Sean just got it too, but that'll ping the message off to everybody. One other thing that you can do that's kind of a nifty little trick.
Yes.
So in our example, we have one folder.
Yes.
At some point, this could turn into many folders.
Yes.
Because it's going to grow over time. So there's this very nifty feature, and this is just a usability feature. In the dot menu, if you hover over the row here, like with the file name, the dot's here. So there is a button or a menu option that says pin the top. So
that's pushing stuff to the top.
So what it could be is that, so when you sort this, it's going to sort it by newest to oldest by default, if you want it that way. Or a user can click it and say, okay, I want to see oldest to newest, whatever. For a usability thing, and just here's your little free tip of the day, if you hit pin the top, that folder becomes massive at the top. And as a thing to say, okay, if the current meeting's coming up, instead of having them either just like go down the list or just make sure it's just pin it right there. And it opens the folder, and then there's the items in the folder. So you could just keep it pinned up to the top, or if there's something like special that needs to always be visible at the top, you can always just, there's that pin feature, and then it makes this nice giant icon that you can just like one click.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
I like that.
Pretty cool. So there is also a way that, for the people that if somebody doesn't want to have to deal with Teams, because there are people that'll be like, well, I'm not going to go into it, I'm not going to look at it, whatever. The nice thing about sending that message is that all they have to do is tap the button
in the message
from their email, and they're in. Because they get two messages. Remember, we talked about this.
Do they still have to have Teams on their computer?
No, they can do it through a web browser. It'll make them, it will probably, see, I don't remember that right now. I'm having a mental block, but
okay.
On the phone, if the Teams app is installed on the phone, it'll just take them right there. And awesome. It's just, you hit because remember, there's two notifications that happen by default. One is when they're added to the team, they get a nice message that said, Suzy Vance just added you to this team, like go here, and then they'll just get launched in the Teams. And then the second one is any type of tagging, then they'll get a message automatically too. And then, so like when something happens, or hey, we need to have like a conversation about this, or you want something to like ping people, then that's where the tagging is wonderful, because you don't have to sit there and type an email, and you don't have to sit there and try and like cobble the data together. It's just, hey board, go look at this. Done.
I am like speechless. Speechless.
And as you saw, we've used all like just the basic features of Teams.
Well, and what you've done is it's like a shrink of a computer within a computer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a computer for your organization.
Yeah, you have this, you can make this whole little system in here.
Yeah.
That you have everything from meeting minutes, bylaws,
public relations,
PR, historical records, like name it. You can
special projects.
Right. You can make, then you can also start getting into other things like, to-do lists and action items. You can use lists for all that. We talked about last week when we did the SharePoint pages.
Right.
We can have all those web pages of like, okay, here's like policy and procedure, here's our manuals, it just keeps going and going and going. But that's like stuff that those are things that in other platforms, like, yeah, they've tried to say like, oh, well, you must have this. And it's like, for what? Like, basically what they're doing is just
Reinventing the
they're
wheel.
reinventing the wheel with document storage, and like you can share it to people and
Right.
then it can be accessed publicly. Well, you can do the same thing here.
I love it.
Yeah, and then if there was data, so here's another little quick thing about that. So these files, right? So let's say that this needed to be public record
Okay.
and you needed to have some stuff out there for the public to see. You can actually set up your folders how you have it. And then if you're running a WordPress website, you can actually have WordPress and this files storage linked. And then it just reads like your file and folder structure. It's all secure, and you tell it where to start. So it's not going to sit and read things that are like private. You tell it like, okay, what's the folder you want to start at? So in this example, we could be sharing all the board stuff to the community. And then these same folders and files will appear on the website, and you can link it together. And if you make a change in here, it makes the website reads the change and it's done. Yeah, it's all automatic, and it runs as it when you load the page with like the data, it just refreshes the data.
This is nothing short of sensational.
Pretty amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Oh my God. I hope all of you out there have listened and learned a lot. And if you want, you can come back and check it out. But this is pretty amazing.
Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, so that gets us a high five. Boom. I am Joseph. Once again, I'm Joseph Markovich from JCMA.
And I'm Suzy Vance.
Who, again, her mind has
It's been blown.